Hello, and welcome back to Grown and Chic. If you're new here, thank you for being here. Grown and Chic is a community where we talk about all things smelly goods, body oils, body butters, and of course, fragrances. So if that's what you're looking for, go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll be the first to know whenever we drop a brand new video. If you're a returning subscriber, we love having you back here. Thank you for your likes, for your shares, for your video recommendations, for everything you do for this channel and all across my social media platforms. I sincerely appreciate you. I am on TikTok, I am on Instagram. I post on those two platforms daily, and I post on YouTube twice a week. So if you're looking for a relatable fragrance content creator, go ahead and follow your girl. Let's talk about all things smelly good. So today I am going to be talking about stories behind perfumes. I have noticed that the fragrances that I have an emotional connection to, as a collector of a huge collection of fragrances, the fragrances that I have an emotional collection to is one that I have a story to tell behind them. So I'm going to show you 5 of the fragrances in my collection, and I may or may not share the story behind some of them, and just to tell you how connected I am to these fragrances. There are some that I currently own, and there are some that I have either loaned out or given away, but that I am going to replace because I'm definitely emotionally attached to these fragrances. Okay, so let's go. The first one that I feel like I'm emotionally attached to, and that I love this fragrance, not only because it reminds me of a season in my life, but also because it smells absolutely gorgeous, is La Danza della Libellule by Nobile 1942. The name of this fragrance means the dance of butterflies. It's in Italian. I had to do research. I don't speak that language, but I did my research to help you out, okay? So La Danza della Libellule is a beautiful, fresh apple and vanilla. It's sweet, but it's not too sweet. The apple there is very crisp, and the vanilla in the base is so nicely done. The story behind this fragrance is when my husband had a stroke in 2024, I wore this fragrance to the hospital almost every day because this fragrance just made me look good, made me feel good. I remember sitting in the ICU, and even when I'm receiving a bad news from doctors or they were telling me stuff, I would literally just pull up my sweater. It was in April. It started in March and April. He was in the hospital. And so I used to wear sweaters there, and I'll pull up my sweater and I just put it over my nose and I just breathe in this perfume. And it just helped comfort me. It helped me go through a season where I felt like everything was going in disarray. And this was my girl. I wore her. There maybe are 2 or 3, I would say about 5 days in total that I wore something else. But this one was what I went back to every time. So I definitely have an emotional connection to this fragrance. The next fragrance, I don't have it right now. I actually purchased it and I did not take it out of the box. And my niece wanted a perfume and I sent it to her. And that fragrance is J'adore Dior by Lancôme. That was my late sister's signature scent, J'adore Dior. And to be honest, after she passed, I did not even tie her to that scent. I went to the mall one day and I was doing my thing in the mall. This is like 3 or 4 years ago. And you can imagine on the Saturday, the mall is crowded, everybody's doing their thing, and somebody walked past me. And my feet literally buckled under me because I felt like my sister had walked past me. And I could not understand why I was having that feeling. And of course, I could not identify who had walked past me, because in my skewed mind, I turned around and I was looking for my sister. My sister had been there for like 16 years at that point. So it definitely was not her. And then I started thinking, what triggered that? And then I remembered that it was a scent. And so I started walking around. I went to the kiosk and I started smelling things that I remembered seeing on her counter when I was younger. And I saw the bottle for J'adore Dior. So I picked it up and smelled it. After I had smelled a plethora of things, I smelled Amoureuse. I smelled like those OG perfumes. And those are not even sold in like the Sephora's. They're sold in the little kiosks in the mall. And when I finally smelled it, I was like, oh yeah, this is what it is. This is exactly what it is. So I definitely have an emotional connection to J'adore Dior because it reminds me of my late sister. And yeah, she was ahead of her time. That girl was a fashionista. When I think about her now, I imagine her being alive right now. She would have been 53 years old, and she would have been like the most fabulous 53-year-old woman. She would have been the most flamboyant, fabulous girl in the books. Now, she was very quiet, very caring, very loving, but she still loved taking care of herself. She loved having a good time. So yeah, J'adore Dior is one of my emotional connection perfumes because it just reminds me of her in the best times of her life. So when I think about her in connection to J'adore Dior, I don't think about her dead. I think about her alive and just being a great big sister that she was. So we're not gonna cry, but that's my emotional connection with J'adore Dior. The third fragrance that I'm going to show you guys, I'm sure if you have watched this channel long enough, you know my emotional connection to Amore Sunshine. But if you're new here, first of all, Amore Sunshine is getting discontinued and I am absolutely distraught. I want a backup bottle so that I can have something, but the way the money is set up right now, I got too many other responsibilities. Ain't nobody got time. Okay. But I became a fragrance collector because of Amore Sunshine. I did not become a fragrance lover because of her. I became a collector because of her. I used to love fragrances. I've always loved fragrances. I've always loved smelling goods. But the first time I smelled Amore Sunshine was the first time I was exposed to niche perfumes. And I started doing my research and I went down the rabbit hole and I have never come back. This is the actual first bottle that I bought. So I bought decants because I don't want to use this one because I am so emotionally connected to it. If you see, I don't know whether you can see from here, but my feel line is right about here. And I die a little every time my husband walks into this room and sprays this perfume because he loves it too. It has white tobacco in it. It has some almond milk in it. It has some white florals in it. It is creamy. It is different. It is sexy. It's all the things. My mouth is watering. I love this fragrance so much. I have an emotional connection to it. I wear it just on very special occasions because I want some fantastic scent memories tied to this. I just don't want just any scent memory tied to it. So I wear this very sparingly, and this, I definitely have an emotional connection to it. The fourth one I don't have at this time. I gave it to one of my brothers who came to visit me from Cameroon, and I am going to get a replacement bottle. That's why I gave it to him. And it is Musc Ravageur by Frédéric Malle. I have always said that if money wasn't a thing, I would buy every single bottle of Musc Ravageur just to make sure that only my husband smells like that. That's how much I love that fragrance. That fragrance is gorgeous. It has vanilla. It has some ambery notes to it. It is a man in a dark suit. It is sexy. That fragrance is so sexy. I adoration for Musc Ravageur. It would always be in my top 10 for life. I would definitely replace her. It's just this person was very special to me, and so I did not mind to give him this one, because I knew that I was going to replace it. There's just no way that I have a collection without Musc Ravageur. But my emotional connection to it is, it reminds me of my husband in a good way. My husband has been sick for a long time now. He's been sick for over 2 years. So he doesn't get dressed often. But when he was in the prime of his life, that is what he usually wore. He's not a perfume person. He's one of those who would get dressed and walk up to me and be like, spray me something. And that is what I always put on him, was Musc Ravageur, because I feel like it's a quintessential manly man. Very sexy, very complex, not a very easy vanilla, very, very complex vanilla, but it is such a beautiful boss man kind of fragrance. Definitely, if you're a guy on this page and you haven't sampled it, go ahead and sample it. My emotional connection for Musc Ravageur is that it definitely makes me think about my husband in just his healthiest, his happiest, his strongest. And yeah, I will always have Musc Ravageur in my collection. I don't see a collection without Musc Ravageur in it. Now, the fifth and final fragrance that I have an emotional connection to is one that reminds me of when we were stuck at home during the pandemic, and it is Fève Délicieuse by Maison Dior. Now, this fragrance has been discontinued, so you cannot find it anywhere, but I still do have my emotional connection to it. So when we were stuck at home during the pandemic, this was literally my scent of the pandemic. This was my scent of the stay-at-home season. I used to use this to test whether I have the disease or not. I would wake up every morning and I would spray this and I'll smell myself. If I can smell myself, it means I don't have the disease yet. If I cannot smell myself, and the first day I woke up and I could not smell myself, my next fear was, what if I never regain my sense of smell? You know, so I actually had a big bottle, the 200 ml of this bottle, because I fell madly in love madly and deeply in love with Fève Délicieuse when I first smelled this. This is a beautiful vanilla cacao. I don't know what Dior was thinking when they discontinued this. I absolutely adore this fragrance. I bought a big bottle of it, and then we were traveling. The pandemic was ending, and we were invited to an event out of state, my husband and I. And I did not want to travel with that big bottle because I knew they were going to take it away from me at the airport. So I went ahead and purchased this little bottle just to travel with. And so when I bought this, I traveled with it. I came back. I used it only during that event. As you can see, still very full. And then I came back and I continued using my big bottle. And when my big bottle finished, I went to get a replacement bottle, and they told me they had discontinued it. I was so upset. I was so upset. Thank God that I had this as a backup, and I cannot use this anymore because I'm like, what if I run out of it? What if I run out of it? And what am I going to do? And I have seen people online selling their bottles of this at exorbitant prices. People have offered to buy this 30 ml bottle from me at $500, and I said no. That's how much people want this fragrance. Such a gorgeous, gorgeous fragrance. I absolutely adore her. And this is Fève Délicieuse by Maison Dior. And these are 5 fragrances in my collection that I feel like I'm more emotionally attached to them because there's a story behind them. I have a lot more. I can sit here and tell you the story behind a lot of my fragrances, what they remind me of, what vibe I'm in when I choose to wear them, how I'm feeling about them, and what even vibe I'm in when I decide to declutter them, because I have done a lot of decluttering this year, so I could do that. I could tell you why I choose to declutter a particular fragrance. I think I'm going to do another video like that. But if you have made it this far on this video, please in the comment section below, send me a pink heart so I know you made it this far in this video. But thank you so much for all your love, for all your shares, for the subscription, for the video recommendations. In the comment section, also tell me if you want to see a specific video. I can make a video specially for you. That will make you feel good, right? Yeah, in the comment section, put that down. I love you always for watching. Bisous, and I'll see you all in the next video.